Welcome back, guys. Footy Gods doing our play-out previews in the back line still. Only a couple of players remaining to look through, but this one's a really interesting one. Christian Salem. Now, I'm not sure how many coaches have thought about this man this year, but he has definitely popped up on our radar due to his price for the most part, 390k. So let's have a look through and see if we can find a reason to get him in our side. Let's look through our formula. So scoring pedigree. Is Christian Salem known as a scorer? Well, we'll have a look at his years past. So 2020, he broke through to the 2019, broke through to the 90 average. Slightly down in 2020, but excellent year in their premiership year, 94.5. And if we look through that year closer, we can see, for the first 2/3 of the year, up till around 18, he was going really well. Yeah, sure, there's a 50 and a 60 in there, but there's some really nice scores as well, 167 and plenty of 110 to 120 scores. Had a bit of a quiet run before the finals, and then went bang in the big games, 134, 119. So really impressive. So the pedigree's there. It's not huge, but there is signs of pedigree. If you can score 130 plus in a grand final, you get scoring pedigree as far as we're concerned. So scoring potential, again, we'll look through. Let's look through his 2021 season. 2022 was a bit of a write-off, so we'll look through his most recent season where he played every game. 167. So huge potential for a big score. I mean, that was a bit of an outlier. There's not too many other big scores with that. In fact, only one score above 120. But the potential clearly to go big is there. I mean, he had the 167. We spoke about the grand final, 134. Let's have a look at some other years, maybe 2019. Let's have a look at 2019. Some big scores here too, 139, 133, 139. So scoring potential, big tick from me. I mean, his consistency is probably not as strong as these other factors. So let's look through, again, 2021. So we can see he does quite often drop in a 70, a 50, a 60, a 60, a 40, a 70. So yeah, not great consistency. We'll look through 2019, which is his second best year. A bit more consistent, but yeah, still dropping in 50s, 60s. So there is a slight question mark on his consistency. Trends. Is he trending upwards? So he was, definitely. Started to break out around 2019, push up to 90, push it up to 94.5 in 2021, and obviously last year had a lot of injury issues, but he was trending upwards. So that's a tick. He's in a great age demographic too, 27, so that's fine. No, not going to be a VC, that's okay. Job security. I mean, I do want to give him a straight tick here, but is it question mark? Probably not. But you've got Bowie there. Obviously, Brayshaw. What does Brayshaw's role look like this year? So I think his job security is fine. We'll give him a tick. Injuries. So this is a big one. So coming off a knee injury for last year, only managed the 11 games, I believe. Let's have a look. Yeah, 11 games. So yeah, obviously injured himself in the first round. Didn't get back till round 12 and got on the park after that. Finished the year really well, but then injury stopped him again. So question marks there. Definite question marks. How does he look from returning from injury? He's had a few injury-affected years. Actually, that was one game missed. So he's been pretty good, actually, as opposed to last year. So it's just a question mark on how he returns from a serious knee injury. The role, so that's another slight question mark as well. How does he fit into the back six? What does it look like? Who's the ball user? There's a question mark there. I mean, I think his role should be fine. He's an elite user off half back, but we just don't know what it looks like after injury. How do they choose to use him? coming off the back of an interrupted season last year. And I think he's not taking part in full drills yet at training as well. So some big question marks here on the pick. Value? Well, yeah, huge value here. Huge value. You know, he's priced at probably around 60s, I would say. Let's have a look. 70. 71 he's priced at. So there's potentially 20 to 25 points value, which is massive. Massive. So great value pick. And he could be a keeper as well. So there is potential for him to do a job as D6 for us as well. So these are big ticks in his favor. Huge. Team structure, yeah, I think he slots pretty well into our team structure with his price. We can afford to go, you know, two primos and maybe you know, a mid price, a couple of mid prices, Elliot Yeo, Christian Salem. So I think he fits into our team structure pretty well. It is quite a risk reward pick. So not many coaches own him, only 8%. And if he doesn't quite get the role we want, or if he doesn't look great from injury, yeah, we're gonna cop it. So we have to understand there is risk attached to this pick. There's definite risk attached, but the reward is there. I think the reward outweighs the risk on this one. What's Melbourne's fixture like? Let's have a look. So we look through this for Brayshaw. So tough start, really tough start. First 3 games, really tricky. And the next probably 5 to 6 games, pretty cruisy. So I would say fixtures a tick. Tough start, first 3 games, but the next 6 or 7, really, really nice. So that's fine. Taggers, no, we don't have to worry about that with him. That's okay. So what are his strengths and weaknesses? Uses the ball really well. Elite user of the ball. That's his number 1 strength. Obviously, his weakness is he's coming off the injury, maybe a bit of a smaller frame, but I think that's his main strength, and definitely outweighs any weakness he may have. Owner history. I don't think too many people have been burnt by him in the past. I mean, obviously last year he would have burnt people that backed him in because he scored a 5 and then missed 10 games. So there is potential for a burning feeling from last year, but I think we got to, you know, everyone's allowed 1, so don't let that affect you too much. Ownership, we touched on that, sub 10%. So he is a pod, which means it comes with risk, but it could pay off big time. For a pick like this, sub 400k, to be this low owned is pretty surprising, to be honest. You look at Elliot Yeo, who's 50k cheaper, but he's about 40% of teams, maybe more. So big difference there. Melbourne, yeah, I don't think the way they play is going to affect our pick here, and that's fine. Tick. So gut feel on this pick. So weighing up all of these options, yep, value there. That's the attractive part of this pick. There's a lot of value there, but I think there's too many question marks here for me. And with his, combined with his consistency, even in his great when he was flying in 2021, he was still putting out. That's 2019. In 2021, he's flying best year to date. He's still putting out 40s. He's still putting out 60s, 50s. So there is a question mark there. So I think weighing all that up, yes, this is great, but these for me make it a no. But with the pod attractiveness and the factor that he's so value, it could be a good pick for the back line. I'll be watching him very closely in the preseason games. If he's looking really good from injury, if the rolls really nicely, and we can tick these off rather than have them as question marks, I think he's probably worth a look. But for right now, I would avoid him and maybe look at him early in the season. So I hope that helped. I know he's one that's enticing, but But I think for now, we got to let him go. What do you think? Are you going to start with him? Let us know in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.